Doing the dance, the Carl dance. Doing the dance, the Carl dance.
Hi, I'm Culture of Truth. On Meet the Press today, the balanced panel consisted of host David Gregory, Andrea Mitchell, conservative columnist David Brooks, former Democratic Congressman Harold Ford Jr., and former chair and CEO of General Electric, Jack Welch. GE owns 49% of NBC, and Harold Ford has worked on Wall Street since 2007 and is currently with Morgan Stanley, neither of which were mentioned on the show. The panel had what passes for a balanced and informed conversation in Washington, D.C. Welch praised Herman Cain, saying that even if his ideas have a few holes in them, people want simplification. Harold Ford agreed, saying President Obama could learn a lot from Herman Cain. Then Ford described his literal backroom meeting with Jack Welch. Welch and I were in the back room talking about it, and the president's got to figure out how he begins to, from a posturist standpoint, project that confidence, project the strength of the country. And hopefully we find ourselves, people wanting to employ people more, stimulating prosperity and growth in other parts of the economy, which will lead to job creation. Welch, that's it, Harold. Gregory, yeah. Welch, keep pushing that. Ford, I took it from you. On the economy, Welch said Obama should look at drilling for oil and put a moratorium on regulation until we've got unemployment below a certain level. But most importantly, he said, Obama could change the posture. He offered, quote, a perfect example. The jobs bill makes it illegal for employers to discriminate against someone just because they are unemployed. Welch complained the law penalizes you, quote, if you happen to discriminate against an unemployed person. Welch called that crazy. Ford readily agreed, saying, quote, their posture has been really bad. Their policies have not been nearly as bad. He said people thought Obama would pass card check, and there was great angst, concern, and anxiety in the business community, particularly the retail community. He didn't do it. Welch said that was tragic. Ford, right. Ford said Obama had been great on cars, banks, financial institutions, and EPA regulations, but complained anyway that, quote, the posture and language and the rhetoric has just been overheated. To Mr. Welch's point, you can't incentivize the types of things that they incentivized in this bill. He said corporate America is making money, but you've got to incentivize them to use that money to stimulate job creation, and the way to do that is to have certainty around regulations and taxes. Welch agreed. But Andrea Mitchell asked about Occupy Wall Street, and how does Obama take that posture? Ford replied, we Democrats can't criticize Republicans for catering to the Tea Party and not say to our Democratic Party, you've got to look beyond Occupy and be willing to do what's in the best interest of the country. David Brooks said Obama should have emphasized Simpson-Bowles with its spending and tax cuts. Harold Ford immediately agreed, while Jack Welch said dropping Simpson-Bowles was a massive, fundamental mistake by Obama. Why, he could have coalesced around that, and we'd be discussing elements of Simpson-Bowles today. Not to be left out, Andrea Mitchell said, and had he done that, he would have avoided what turned out to be the biggest single downturn in consumer confidence and confidence in the government, which was the debt ceiling debate. So, Jay, today on NBC, partially owned by GE, we had two NBC employees, one conservative writer, a guy from Morgan Stanley, and a GE executive all agree that in spite of his pro-business policies and the fact that corporations are making lots of money, President Obama's rhetoric and attitude are insufficiently deferential to businesses. So he should ignore Occupy Wall Street, push for spending cuts, push for tax cuts, and if he did all that, jobs would be created, consumer confidence would be high, and the Tea Party would never have made an issue over raising the debt ceiling. And that's the most ridiculous thing that happened this Sunday.